It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Cardiac Kids did it again. 12th comeback win of the season. Second best in the NHL. That's worth cracking a pint for. How are you doing, folks? Freaking, at best, I was hoping that the Canadians on this road trip would get 5 points. At best, through the first 3 games, they've got 5 points. I mean, what are the odds, okay? Picture this scenario. They've got a goalie in nets that hasn't played in 10 days and 11 days. And whenever he doesn't play, he's shaky. Okay. They had a 2-0 lead. Second period Blues. It's up. They're down 4-2 in Carolina, where they've lost 11 straight. Okay. Brandon Bussey in the other net, 13-1-1. You know, I mean, I've said it, and I guess I should stop saying it because they keep proving me wrong. But okay, you know, Mike Matheson not playing, their 25-minute a game defenseman. You put that all together, right? You try to lay down odds at that point with the Carolina up 4-2. Odds of the Habs winning tonight at that point? I don't know. 5% if you're an optimistic Hab fan. And what do? Well, let's pop 5 more goals. Thank you very much. 7-5 win. Unbelievable. This group. They are leading. Let's have a look here at the standings. Tampa came back, the pricks. Won again, but Detroit lost. So the Habs are 2 points out of first place. 1 point behind Tampa in the conference. But look at the goals for there, folks. They are leading the Eastern Conference in goals. I don't know. I didn't have time to check the stats from the last, I don't know, 20 years, but 30 years. How often have the Canadians led the conference in goal scoring? I mean, the season's not over, but even at any point, it's rare that, you know, they haven't had very many offensive teams in the past. Never had top 20 scorers basically for the last 30 years. So, yeah, I would think they never led the conference in goal scoring in the past 30 years. So, they have the talent, they have the skill this year. 20 goals in their last 4 games or 5, one of the two. It just, hey, they keep just rolling here. Least amount of goals they've scored in the last 6 games, I think, is 3, and it's 4+ in every other game. So, Lane, you just knew when he got that puck behind the net. All right, he's ending her here. What a player! And then Slav again. He's that was a Cole Caulfield type goal there. Uncle Muzzy, how's it going? Would you like to join the great Uncle Muzzy and his first super official Sammy Blay fan club, Grant? Maybe Uncle Muzz. Thank you for the $10. That, you know, that will help. First $10 of 2026 from Uncle Muzz. My first donation. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026 looks. The Canadians have not lost in regulation now since late November on the road. Like, how crazy is that? Since late November. Now, and you know, the team that they lost to that night, Colorado, who've lost like what twice all year. So, George the second to donate in 2026. Thank you, George. By the way, I did crack 1,500 for December. and this was actually before. It won't be tallied till tomorrow, probably the last night. But I think I may have hit $1,600 in revenue from YouTube, and a lot of that had to do with everybody being so generous on live chat. I thought, okay, well, maybe it'll be different in 2026, but so far so good. A couple of $10 donations. That's really cool. Thank you guys. Yeah, so just get back to the standings here for a sec. So Detroit, like, look at that, eh? 44, 45, 45, 46, 47, 47, 48, 50, 51, 51, 52 between first and 11th in the second half of the season. Well, after Christmas, anyways, in the new year. So parity has struck, not just comical parity, but parity has struck the NHL. It's no joke, folks. It's crazy. Look at the Florida at 45, Buffalo 46. Buffalo right now are in 8th place in the conference. I really would like to see Buffalo make the playoffs this year. Not at Montreal's expense, mind you, but over Toronto. I'd be okay with that. I don't know what you folks think of all that, but let's have a look at the results from tonight. NHL results. Just hang on here. I was too busy watching this. The Senators hung on to beat the Caps 4-3. Dylan Genther with a hat trick. I watched that game this afternoon. Utah smoked the Islanders 7-2. Pittsburgh beats Detroit 4-3. Detroit seems to get to overtime every freaking game. Habs, of course, 1-7-5. 5-3 Tampa over LA. 6-5 Toronto. Looks like Austin Matthews is starting to heat up. Chicago's leading Dallas 3-1. All of a sudden, Dallas is on a little bit of a skid, but I'm sure they'll probably get it back together. So, I mean, they come out of the gates there, right? And they two goals in the first few minutes, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to keep rolling here. But then, boom, 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 3 from Carolina, and Dobie looked a little shaky. He can't sit. I think it's been proven in the past that Dobie can't sit for a couple of weeks. He needs to. When he plays regularly, he plays a lot better than when he's, you're playing everybody but him. This happened last year too, and earlier this year. He had that great start, and then he hardly played over a 19-game stretch, and it hurt him. I don't know. So Dobie plays Monty outplays Dobie, and then so what do the Canadians do now? Does that mean Monty's ahead of Dobie again? Like, it's just, I don't know. I guess you play it game by game for now. But it tells me that there's not anywhere close to figuring out who the two goalies are. It's just got more complicated is what's happened here. 8 minutes in, and we got 267 people viewing on YouTube. That's very encouraging. Start leaving your comments there, and I will try to get to as many of them as possible. Let's have a look here at the stats from tonight. Curious to see here, without Matheson, the ice time got a little more spread out. Holy geez, 19. You know what, Stroobs? I think it just goes to show that Maybe he's a little better when he plays 19 minutes instead of 9. And most defensemen are. They like to be on the ice. Struble, +2 tonight, picked up an assist. Very solid. I thought he had a solid game, for the most part tonight. Nice to see him play 19 minutes. I thought Sammy Blais, a goal and an assist, and Texier, 2 assists. So they're making a case for saying, hey, when players start coming back, what are they going to do there? Are they both out? I don't know. Like Sammy, for the amount of ice time he's had, he's been hitting, he's been producing. Like Sammy so far, what are his stats with the Habs? I mean, points per 60, he's probably leading the team. Because what's he got, like 4 or 5 points already, and he's maybe played 60 minutes. Like, in the ice time that he's getting, Sammy is showing up and doing things. So, you got average time on ice is 8:23, and 5 points. And okay, so his last 5 games, yeah, leading the team in hits basically, picking up points. Hey, you can't ask for much more from him, really. He's looked okay. Habs uniform. 1, 2, 3, 4 points in 5 games, and averaging like 8 minutes a game. So, yeah, about 7 points per 60 right now. Hey, good on him. Texier looked a little more comfortable on the top line tonight. I like that. I like the play he made to Caulfield on that goal. Funny, we've been criticizing Caulfield, and he ends up being the Molson player of the month of December. I know, like in recent games, what have you done for me lately type attitude, but last month he was the Molson player, 3-star winner, so wasn't completely horrible, but the Habs are on pace for 103 points now. I know that's sort of what I had predicted going into the year, that they would hit 100 points, and hopefully, I mean, this is with lots of injuries, right? I mean, 2 20-minute defensemen out of the lineup tonight, basically, and they still got the job done. A goalie that struggled, obviously, a little bit, going up against a goalie that started his career 13-1-1, 11 games that they had not won, 11 straight, going back to 2016, almost 10 years since they had won in Carolina. And when they were down 4-2, you just think, hey, there's just no way. That's it, right? Well, this is a different team, different mindset. They don't have that attitude where, oh, we're done. They there's so many players, young players on this team that just don't know the word quit, don't know that, hey, you're not good enough, guys. Well, yeah, they are. They're leading the Eastern Conference in goal scoring. They're the youngest team in the league by far. They don't, they don't know the meaning of the word quit. So, excuse me, I'm battling a bit of a. Here, this will help. But yeah, Anderson looked like, I don't know, it'd be groin, upper thigh, quad. I mean, legs and groins, right? You need. I mean, that's if you got an injury, your leg, you're probably out for a while. I don't know. I didn't like the way he was holding his leg there. You know, we're talking about. Well, people were saying the other day, hey, don't worry about who's going to be out because by the time the other guys are ready to come back, there'll be somebody else out. And unfortunately, that's looking like it's going to be the case here. But you know, Owen Beck, I guess, draws in for the next game if Anderson can't go. But geez, that's you know, Josh got another goal tonight. He's been scoring goals at a decent clip for a bottom six guy recently, and playing his best hockey. And that would be a big loss. The big guy, the big power horse. You know, Canadians don't have too many of those. Hey, let's look at the game log here. He had 2 versus Pittsburgh, so yeah, 4 goals in his last 10 or so, which is, you know, which is good for him. He's been playing decent in that. I hope it's not too serious. He gets back in really soon, but yeah, that was too bad. And then I thought, you know, at the start of the third, Dobson down too. Like, what's going on here? You know, Matheson and Dobson are like 50 minutes of ice time out, and thank goodness there he only missed the first shift. But yeah, who's Molly Be Good? Don't have anything to say, Molly. Just sending me $10. Okay, I'll take that. But you're certainly welcome to chime in here. 343 people, 17 minutes in. Hey, we're gonna break viewer records here tonight on the YouTube channel. Welcome to 2026. Fantastic. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. I couldn't get anybody to co-host there tonight. Hey, it's New Year's Day, right? You can't really ask people to work. So I didn't. Wish them all Happy New Year, mind you, and they were watching the games, but Blaine and Liam and Rick, I'll be getting them back on here as we roll along. Canada plays a big game tomorrow. Hey, don't take the Slovakians lightly, right? They can surprise you. I wouldn't. Don't sleep on Slovakia. They gave the U.S. all they could handle, 6-5. Lost 6-5, and hey, I hope they the Canadians play a little tighter defensively. I expect. I don't know if Carter George would be in. I'd probably put Ivan Kovac in. If you guys want to weigh in on what you think about that as well, I'm all ears. Now, let's have a little closer look at these stats here again. Oh, Sheldon, this is only the beginning of a 10 to 12 year run, and the Habs are only going to get better. Yeah, 10, 12 year run for the HabsCast too, Sheldon. All right? Right on, my friend. 27 points for Dem and Slav on the same line in 11 games. Yeah, not bad, eh? Cappy not doing too bad either. By the way, Cappy tonight picked up his 12th, ties him with Seneca again. Those two are having quite a battle for the goal scoring lead, rookie goal scoring lead this year. I love it. Cappy, I mean, he didn't have to do much on that one, right? But again, anticipated the player right, went over to the left, Great play by Slaf again. The Slaf beast. He goes one game without a point, comes back with the goal and the assist, and was a beast. Was beasting again tonight. What's Slaf now? 20. I think it's 20 points in 18 games. His last 18. Really, it's hard not to see him being a point per game player the rest of the year, the way he's playing. There's the confidence has just increased, eh? Hudson, 40 points in 40 games and snubbed for Olympics. Yeah, how often does a point per game defenseman not get picked for his team? I hope they get smoked. I know there's probably some Americans tuning in here, and hey, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're a Hab fan, but I hope the Americans get smoked at the Olympics because Garen, he said, you got to be able to play defense, and it was a shot at both Caulfield and Hudson, really, and if you really watch closely, these guys can play defense. I see another yellow thing. I mean, yeah. So it's just let's get back to the stats again here. Sorry, folks, I'm a little distracted. I can't believe how many people are tuning in here. It's great. I'll just get this off here. Have another look at the stats. Only place they really got beat tonight was Faceoff circle, but Phil keeps on putting up the good stats on the draws. 64%. Nick 1-7 lost 11, 39%. Cappy took 19 draws tonight. Wow. That was the most of any player. 18 minutes for Cappy. Mind you, once they were down a forward, right? I noticed he was out there double shifting a fair bit. But 37% for Cappy tonight. Not the best, but you know what? Winning those big draws, right? There was a couple of defensive draws near the end of the game that he won that were just really important. And the important thing for me, is winning those important draws. Arbor, six hits, 13-54. Played a little more. Hey, with Matheson out, everybody saw a little more ice for the most part. Even Engstrom got in for 13 minutes, and he didn't look too bad today. Blocked shots, Cappy with another 3. He's turned into a really good shot blocker. Slaf with 5. Thank you very much, Slaf. Hey, what's Slaf? A goal and an assist, 5 block shots, 3 hits, 19 minutes. Beast mode Slaf. My favorite kind of Slaf. Brendan Gallagher picked up an assist +2 tonight. Even Galley, couple of hits. Didn't mind Galley's game tonight. Yeah, I know everyone says he's done, but hey, he's still a heart and soul leader. You need those vets. He's so appreciated in the dressing room. Demi, 2 more points. Looks like, I mean, it's not a guarantee, but the Canadians may have back-to-back leading rookie point getters in back-to-back seasons. Now, have they done that? I don't know that they've ever done that. If they did, it was 60 years ago. Vancouver were the last team, by the way. They had Elias Pettersson and then Quinn Hughes back-to-back years. I had a look. I thought it might have been longer than that, but no, Vancouver, Pettersson and Quinn Hughes back-to-back in 19 and 20 or whatever. So not that long ago, but it's not that common either that rookies from one team in consecutive years lead the league in points for rookies. So very impressive. Hey, it's, the Canadians got to go for it this year. The East, there's Carolina, right? They're the best team in the other division. Well, Montreal goes in there without their minute munching defensemen, without two of their top four defensemen, without player that's probably going to be on their first line, without player that's probably going to be on their third line, and beat them for the first time in 11 games and score 7 goals against them, against a goalie that was 13-1-1. So this team is just, it's for real. And, do they go for it? Do they make a couple more trades? Do they trade a couple of young assets? Maybe draft assets before the trade deadline? I think they do. Why not? Why not go for it? What was Gordon's history when he was with the Rangers? When they were competitive, when they were contending? Did he go for it? Yeah, he did. So, and without Florida, without Barkov, as far as I'm concerned, the East is wide open. Do you say, oh, well, there's no way they can beat Colorado, so no, what's the use? Well, just, I don't know. The Bell Center Stanley Cup Finals with a full crowd, unlike the COVID pandemic year, it would be just nuts. The city of Montreal would be just absolutely nuts. It'd be such an experience for all these young players. Whether they win the friggin' cup this year or not, I say go for it. And hey, things can happen too, right? President, we've seen like Florida. Remember the year they were 120 points or whatever, or close to it, out in the first round. Like Columbus beat them 4 straight. Boston, when they friggin' set records, gone early. Tampa, same deal. 100 and friggin' fantastic point total. Gonzo right away. So you don't know. And then also, like, maybe Colorado gets injuries in the playoffs. Maybe they don't even win the West. So, I say the Canadians go for it. And I think them getting Deneau was a sign that, yes, they're not going to sit. Hughes isn't going to sit on his hands and not, fortify a team that is as good as any in the East this year. There's as much skill or more in Montreal than any team in the Eastern Conference. They're leading the conference in goal scoring for a reason, because they are super skilled. And you notice it, and it comes out when, 3-on-3 is a good indicator of how skilled a team is, I find. And every 3-on-3 overtime, the Canadians dominate, which tells me, their skill is second to none in the East. Who's the better defenseman right now in the East than Lane Hutson? Certainly offensively. Is there a better defenseman in the Eastern Conference than Lane? Nothing. Nothing springs to mind. So hey, go for it. All right, let's get to some folks here. Comments, live chat. Not Dovy's best game, no, but I'm not surprised when it's hard for a goalie to sit 11, 12 days, especially him. He needs to play. Murray needs to give more time on the first power play units. Second unit does almost nothing. Yeah. Total on the spot. Can't blame Domus outside of maybe the first goal. Well, no, he wasn't. But, we've seen that can't blame goalie thing. And, hey, he battles too, right? When you get Dobie the lead, at the end of the day now, he's 5-2-1 in his last 8. Like, he won the game. So it wasn't horrible from Dobie. And now on the season, he's 14-5-3 or something like that. Like, he's, the win percentage is .685. He was .675 before this game, and now it'd be .680, .685. So, he wins. And I'll give him that. Like, he battles. He made a couple of big saves when it was after the Habs had come back and taken the lead. And it was kind of, it's tough. You're in Carolina and they get rolling and the crowd gets going. It's not an easy place to play, but Anaho was friggin' 5-point night, eh? He always reminds you why, signed that offer sheet. Pretty quiet game from KK tonight, eh? Friggin' guy is just a shell of the player that he was as a rookie at 18 years of age. He was a lot better player at 18 than he is now. Just never he lost it, and it happens to guys. Got to give it to Carolina. They were constantly applying pressure, putting people in front of the net, but surprisingly are giving a lot of costly turnovers and rushes. Yeah, they did. Slav seems to be off tonight. No, that was that one aged well, Samurai. All right, well, let's get past the play-by-play to end the game stuff here. Not the best match for Engstrom. Yeah. React to one play. Not the best. Big. That's a tough situation for a freaking kid like Engstrom. Here, play 14 minutes against Carolina. One of the hardest buildings in the league to play in. A team, they got rolling. Once they were down, the push was on. The crowd gets going. Hey, good experience for him, man. Defense okay, considering we were down Matheson and Goalie. Yeah, missing 5 starters. Yeah. What? So the favoritism for former Bruins. there always seems like anyone that has a connection to the Bruins, they just seem to get, that Jacobs love affair that Bettman has with the Bruins or ex-Bruins. Brad Marchand, he's been spared by the disciplinary committee several times in his career, and they did it again, right? Oh, he couldn't miss the Winter Classic. Like, yeah, well, he could. The freaking guy that he elbowed is out now. But no, he gets 2-minute penalty, and it's okay. It's Brad Marchand, former Bruin. Yeah. I just hope his concussion isn't too bad. Yeah, exactly. Annoying that the other teams won. Oh, well. Happens. We keep winning, everything will be okay. Exactly. Worry about your own team. I think that counts regardless. If we keep winning, we will be good. Yes. With Carolina's goaltender, I can't see them doing any damage in the playoffs. Well, that Bussy kid, up till tonight, it's that friggin' potent Habs offense. They overwhelm. Hey, Bussy was 13-1-1 before this game. So, got to give some kudos to the Canadians. Holding his hip flexor area. Yeah. That's what I meant to say, hip flexor. Surprised Dovis didn't get pulled after the fourth goal. David Brown. Hey, Dave. Nice to see you chime in. We played a solid third. They're getting better. Yep. What's this? 5 gifts. Germain Benoit. Germain, you're becoming one of my favorite posters in a hurry here, buddy. Gifted 5 recruits HabsCast memberships. Right on. Whoever gets the memberships, if you want, if you would like a grant at habscast.ca. Thank you so much, Germain. That's so very generous of you. I just I continue to be blown away by how generous all you folks have been since I started doing live chats. Best business decision I have made. You know, I mean, I've been in business for myself since late 20s when I started publishing newspapers, and this doing live podcasts, as it's turned out, is probably the smartest business decision I've ever made. So I'm grateful to everybody. Thank you, Germain. MSL is getting smarter, double shifting Slav. There's the. I'll drink to the best post of the night so far. Yeah, I would say so. Double shift your best players. Okay? Somebody has a fellow podcaster sometimes wears that shirt. Deneau had another great face-off night too. But except he lost 2 that ended up being goals against that were kind of, again, the importance of the draws, you know, is also pertinent. His numbers were good, but he lost a couple of important ones. But overall, yeah, his percentage has been very good. That's for sure. Oh, see, George was on to it. I honestly, George, I didn't see this before I commented about the Habs leading their conference in goals scored, but yes, they are, and that's pretty good, eh? Again, somebody want to where's that Ed fellow that used to do all the stats? Somebody want to go through standings the last 30 years and tell me if the Habs ever led the conference in goals? I'd be shocked. London, Ontario, into house. Hey, man. Cheers, Molly. Be good. Yeah, I'm interested in knowing. We kind of got talking about, like, folks were sort of saying at the end of the last HabsCast where they're from. Just leave a little note here saying where you hail from. I'm interested in knowing where everybody's from. I'm from the Ottawa Valley originally. Family, parents from West Quebec, an Irish community in Western Quebec, Irish farming community. I grew up in Renfrew, Ontario. I've lived all over the Ottawa Valley and right now settled in Canada. Good game from Arbor and Struble. I think he played almost 20. Yeah, I was showing that Strubes played 1917. That'd be his the most that he's played all year, and I thought he was solid. Glad to see him back in the lineup, and I think I like Struble. I think he's an NHL defenseman all day. It's just numbers game in Montreal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had that mentioned. Thanks for reminding me, Michael. It's in my notes here. Nate Thompson, great job, eh? I thought he did just fine doing the color commentary. And hey, what a concept. Getting, they get these former players in, but hey, what a concept. Get a Hab that played on the with players that are on the current team as your color commentator instead of former Leafs, Like it seems like, oh well, it's got to be a former Leaf or former Bruin is always the guys doing Habs games, and it's like, okay, or Mike Johnson that played 20 years ago for them or whatever, but to actually have a guy that played with several of the players that are on the team now as the commentator. I had seen him. I think he did some analyzing, like in the the panel or whatever, a bit last year at the end of the year, and looked good. But then they put him in the booth with Victor Finley today, and I liked him. He almost sounded like uh, a wrestling commentator with that, the voice pretty gruff and stuff. And yeah, not Jesse Ventura gruff, but yeah, it was sounded good. Sounded like a old time hockey uh, guy, and I thought he did a fine job for somebody that with so little experience. I think he might have a future, and I hope that they utilize him more in the future. I'm going to post something on X about that, and thanks, Mike, for reminding me. Imagine where we'd be if we weren't dead last in the East in goals against. 27th league in goals against. Pretty good considering. Yeah. Blay played great. Blay has mitts. Uncle Muzzy, Happy New Year. Same to you, my friend, and thanks for the New Year gift. Dano was good in the dot again. Except he lost a couple that led to goals, but hey, still a good percentage. Go Habs, go! Happy New Year! Thank you, Fort George, for your continued support. Good battle. Slav was a beast. Blay and bottom six chipping in. Yeah, it's nice. Demi Coles, Suzuki solid. Not Cappy's best game. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, all he did was score a goal. A few times, Habs center won the draw, but Kane centers are faster to jump on the puck. Blay is a fourth line dreamboat. Not sure I go as far as dreamboat, but yes. Yep. So back to the stats here quickly. Yeah. Interesting. Who do you think sits when Doc is ready to assume? Yeah, assuming entry. Well, it's probably, I don't know. It just the water just got muddied, right? It might be might be Blay. Kind of tough though right now, right? I personally right now I'd say Veleno if I had to pick. I think with Dano being in there, the need for Veleno and the left-handed center that can take draws is not as crucial as it was. I mean, he helps on the penalty kill a bit, but there's other guys that can fill in that role too. So Demi has a 5-point lead. Yeah, he might win the Calder. I think Schaefer scored a goal tonight. We'll see. Schaefer, I think, and Wallstead, they're definitely in the mix too. I thought Cappy played well. Yeah, I don't. Cappy was not poor tonight, and he scored another goal, a crucial one. Then all winning faceoffs, what a difference that makes. Hallelujah, brother. Dano's, what's Dano's percentage now with the Habs? It's probably about 65 plus. I hope he keeps it up. You're a beauty, Grant. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my friend. Who do you think sits when Doc is going? Yeah. Well, give us your thoughts on that, folks. I think it's probably Veleno. If it was up to me, it'd be Veleno. Well, Blay has what? Does Blay have more points now than Veleno? He's tied him in goals, and he's played 5 games for the Habs. How do you, he's bigger. Vinny. Hey, Vinny. Happy New Year to you as well. And big cheers to everybody. There's not an Eastern team below 500. Isn't that something? Brent Turpin. Hey, Brent. I don't know what the Me Too grant's for, but thank you. Buffalo is the last playoff team, 46 points. Only 3 teams in the West have a better record. Hey, yeah. East is dominating Western Conference in head-to-head matches. Colorado excluded, obviously. Winnipeg is terrible. Yeah. It's the 5th 20-goal plus season in a row for Caulfield. Wow, eh? Who's the last one on the Habs? Was that Patch? Pacioretty? I don't think Galley didn't have 5 in a row, did he? So injuries, I think, got in the way there. Blaze is going to make Veleno unemployed. Yeah. It'll be difficult to go far with Galley. Oh, yeah? 12 forwards going to make or break the team, is it? I don't know about that. Why? Because he's so bad defensively, or doesn't give enough effort, or great team win. Happy New Year. You know who always steps up in the playoffs? Has always stepped up because he plays the same way all the time, and he plays playoff style hockey when things tighter checking. Brendan Gallagher. Imagine if we're healthy, we're doing this with a depleted roster. Yeah. It's going to be tight the whole way. Have to tighten up. Yep. Once Matheson, Goalie back, well, that's what I was going to say. Exactly, Sheldon. We're stacked everywhere. Don Manolo. There's a new name. Watching from Greece. What a game. Greece. Hey, man. I think it's so cool. What we had 2 from Australia the other night. Somebody from Greece here. We've got 1,500 viewing, give or take, right now. 361 on the YouTube channel. That's one of the highest ever. Good stuff, folks. I see why Montreal made an offer sheet for Al. Yeah, I know why. 5-point night. Marlon brings up a really good point here. Smash that like button, please. Seriously. Yeah, if you don't mind, it helps the algorithm, gets the YouTube kicked in. It'll come up, like, people will see it as their next recommended video and stuff. If you just do me a favor and hit that like button for this video, it does a world of good. And if you're not subscribed already, please, it doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button. And again, it would be much appreciated. And thanks, Marlon, for reminding me to remind people that are tuning in. Slav through the neutral zone in the 3rd period is as confident as I've ever seen him. I know, eh? Yeah. Oh, for sure. I saw him that confident in the Olympics when he was 17, and it blew me away, to be honest with you. And it was, people discounted it because, it's Kazakhstan and it's this and that. Didn't matter. He was 17 playing against national teams, like you try to play against a national team, they're good. Like it's good hockey, and he was 17, and the confidence that he had, he put that Slovakian team on his back and carried them to medal at 17 years of age. And I'm seeing that player now that I saw at 17 that convinced me that he was the guy to get. I didn't, I figured it would maybe take him 2 or 3 years before, he adjusted and had the confidence in the NHL, and it did. It's actually the 4th year. But hey, he's 21 years old. His stats, I can't wait till I'll tally his stats. Like, what is it, March 30th or something like that he turns 22. I'll be interested in seeing how many points he has before the age of 22. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the better totals in recent years from, maybe one of the 10 best totals the past decade from all players drafted as far as points accumulated before the age of 22. And when you throw in everything else that he brings to the table, when you consider he missed, half season, and really took him a while to get going, it's damn impressive. Okay, what, Germain, are you, did you gift another 5 HabsCast memberships? Is that twice you've done that? Or am I, yes, it is. Holy frig. Thank you. I'm blown away. That's just super generous. Thank you. I didn't even know you could do that. Somebody did it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, wow. Thank Germain, folks. That's super generous. Thank you. Okay. New to chat. Born in 1952 in Montreal and still a Habs fan. 52. Oh, man. How many cups do you remember, Germain? Probably about 15. I mean, I think I recall 9, and I feel quite fortunate about it, but you might have caught, you'd probably be, if you're a Hab fan in the late 50s, right? 6, 7, 8 years of age, you'd have caught the end of the Rocket Richard. They're 5 in a row. Then they won 4 in the 60s. So 6, and then 6 in the 70s, and then 2 more. So you probably remember like 14 cups, Germain. Bet you can't wait for that 15th, right? That's pretty cool. Go, kids, go. Yeah, I know, eh? The goalie situation frightened me. It's business. They can't keep on helping Monty. He's just not good enough. Well, yeah. 93 Pens were easily the best team that year. It just shows you can't take anything for granted. Yeah, there's a lot of that's a good point too. The 93 Pens. How about the 86 Oilers losing to Calgary? All right. Like, I mean, you ask guys, including Larry Robinson, like, hey, were we happy that Calgary won? And Screwy, Brian Screw had said too, yeah, that Steve Smith own goal, that's when they started believing. If you saw the interviews, Brian Scrudlin, that Lee McGuire had on here. It was fantastic. But he said, yeah, we started to believe really when Steve Smith put it in his own goal again, off of Grant Fuhr, and they got upset by Calgary. So you just never know. You never know when the opportunity is there to win. And if you're in that group, if you have a chance, when you see a chance, take it, like Steve Winwood once crooned. I'd like to see Eduardo. I'd like to see Buffalo Sabres do well. It's been a long time. Has it ever, eh? Michael, I don't know what Ehlers was doing on that play. Yeah. Yeah. President Cup winners. I think it's President Trophy winners, but close enough. Know what you mean. Losing area playoffs. I think it's they start coasting, playing not to get hurt in the last few weeks. Yeah. And then the Detroit team as well. That's right. That broke Montreal's records, even though it didn't really count because of the new thing. Barkov won't be ready for Olympics. I don't know if he'll be ready for the playoffs, honestly. If Fowler can channel his inner Dryden, we'll be fine. Yeah. There you go. Habs win cup if the better teams get best, like 1993. You got to believe, man. Barkov's back skating again. Yeah, well, good for him. The Habs may not even make the finals. No. Barkov won't be 100%, I think, if he comes back early. You know, you miss entire year with that serious injury, come back. He won't be at 100% if he does. The Jets went off a cliff completely. I wonder if someone in there worth looking for. Not really. Not too much there. That Jonathan Taves, he'd be pretty cheap. Blay, 2.7 hits. Did I miss that? Yeah, 7 hits for Blay in 10 minutes. Geez, play him 20 and get 14. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, eh? Thanks for pointing that out. I missed that. 7 hits. Hard. You can't take him out of the lineup right now. You just can't. With Goalie getting close, who do you think draws out? Hey, Leicester. Who draws out? Well, it's going to be Engstrom, obviously, and then you, as Lean's been saying, and I agree, like they'll platoon. They'll probably send Engstrom back to the AHL and platoon Struble and Jackeye. Slafzilla, a drum dude. Demidov is starting the blast off. Cappy with 18 minutes. Wow. The tic-tac-toe. And did you notice Slav doing it again? That behind the last 5 games he's made, or 4 at least, he's made that beautiful behind the back pass that it's right on the money that fools the other team and leads to a good chance. And in this instance, it led to a goal. Slav's just the confidence is just keeps building and building and building. He's going to be, well, he is a beast right now. Yeah. Jackeye against Svechnikov. That was good. I thought he might get a penalty there at one point. Yeah, for sure. And Dobson even, again, he's starting to play with a little bit more of an edge, which is kind of cool. Ever since Williams gouged out Koivu's eye, gouged it out. I get a smug sense of satisfaction when the Habs beat the Canes. Yeah, I know why. Yeah. Guerin is a dinosaur. Yep. Brett, Kapanen is such a stud. Brett Turpin. You're a good man, Brent Turpin. I'll be reading your posts. Habs have superstars at each position. Forward, defense, goal. Oh, okay. Did they make a trade since the end of the game? What goalie did they trade for? I didn't catch that. Was there a big deal at the end of the game? Hopefully someday Fowler is, but Happy New Year, Grant. How come you don't have sponsors like other podcasts? Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you something, and thank you for reminding me, but here is Log's End. Just a second here. I got to get rid of this. Do, do, do. And I have a new sponsor. Now, these fellows, the father was, he played for the St. Catharines Blackhawks back in the day. He played with Marcel Dion, actually, and it was quite cool. He also played. He followed up Billy Smith playing for the Cornwall Royals for 2 years. Obviously, he was a goalie and became an electrician, Black Electric. But after he sold his, electric company, he started up a business called Logs End. Now, what they did and what they do is they take logs out of the. He used to do it himself. Deadheads that are at the bottom that been there since like the 1800s, and get these huge freaking pine logs, and fish them out, cut off the the ends of, and get fantastic wood. It's preserved, right? It's so cold at the bottom of the, but this is helping the environment, getting all these old logs out of there. But he started up a company called Logs End, and they have wide plank flooring that they sell, and it's spectacular. This fella right here, there he is. That's Yvan Cornway, folks, visiting Logs End. He went down to the plant, which is in Couillon, Quebec. Gord is actually from my hometown, like from where I hail, Chavel, Quebec, originally. But Yvan, he got logs from, he got flooring. His entire house is done with flooring from Logs End, and it's just it's really incredible stuff. But they have provided custom flooring for NHL greats like Cornway, Gary Galley, Chris Neal, Mike Vernon, and Chris Phillips. If you see there, it says please visit their website at logsend.com. But what they did and do is recover 200-year-old timber hand retrieved by divers from the bottom of the Ottawa River. While famous for riverwood, the proudly Canadian company also offers Canadian white oak, hard maple, hickory, birch, and walnut for everything from high traffic commercial floors to basements with radiant heat. So thank you very much to Gord and Rob Black for being my first sponsor. And hopefully it's the first of many to come. Great company. If you want to, increase the value of your home by tens of thousands of dollars, get in touch with these guys. They do installations, they do sales, the whole works, but quality flooring. And, it's just, I think it's pretty cool that Yvan Cournoyer got in touch with them and did his entire home with their great products. So my first sponsor, thank you for the reminder. And the next 2 months, they're going to be sponsoring me. And hey, get in touch with these guys, logsend.com, and at least get price quotes from them. Tell them I sent you, you'll get the best deal possible. And if I get some business from this, they'll obviously keep sponsoring. So anyways, logsend.com, my first official sponsor, and hopefully the first of several. And I'm very grateful for that as well. And thanks for reminding me that I needed to mention them. I should have done it earlier in the podcast, but hey, we have 1,600 people watching right now, so the numbers are great. Thank you. I go back to early 50s. It hasn't happened to my knowledge. What's that? Very impressed with Demi's all-around game and how hard he works. I know, eh? Sheldon, he goes after pucks. He's like a hound on the pucks. You can always tell when it's him going after, because he's just giving her. I saw it before, and it's one of the reasons why I always thought he was a better prospect than Michkov. He's just got that inner drive, the competitiveness that I don't see from Michkov away from the puck. So, yeah. What's this? Living in North York, but from Montreal. Hey, Robert. Slav is really putting the NHL on notice. Coming off the rush is a thing of beauty. Yeah. He makes a few crazy good plays too. His hands are underrated, and it was a matter of confidence. The last time the Montreal Canadiens led the Eastern Conference in goals for in a season was during the 76-77 season. Hopefully AAI is right, but you know what? That wouldn't shock me. That wouldn't surprise me. I'd have thought maybe they led it in 77-78 as well, but wow, there you go. It's been 50 years since the Canadiens were the Flying Frenchmen, that you could really say that. It's back. The excitement has to be palpable. It's just, what a great time to be a Habs fan. I've been waiting 50 years for this again, almost, for them to be just as skilled and as exciting as they are. And this is with the youngest team in the league. So the next decade, man, I'd be shocked if they're not perennial contenders for the next decade. It's all in place. Powered by intention. Thank you for the $6.99 contribution. I appreciate that. Powered by intention, with a kitty cat in the corner. How about the long empty net goal by Hudson? Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe you didn't catch me at the start there. I was talking about that. I just knew that he was going to score there. Lane, well, first of all, he wasn't going to get checked, because it's rare that he does. And then he just, boom. How often Lane is on the ice? Well, he's on the outdoor ice, he's on the indoor ice. He's on the ice all the time. He knows he could have done that blindfolded, right? For how much he practices and how much he's on the ice. So, great news, Grant, for your sponsor. May you have many more. Hey, thank you, Jacques. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it's the start of, it's the start of several. But I'll tell you, I got, I got through Christmas thanks to you guys. And I'm really grateful for that. Not having any sponsors and managing to, get my better half a couple nice Christmas presents and helping out in all regards. So it's encouraging that even without sponsors, I managed to subsist the last 3 months, and it's thanks to everyone that's been so generous. And hey, hit the like button, as I say, subscribe button. It's all really appreciated. Scotty Bowman, if I remember correctly, had the Habs teams of the 70s using yoga exercises to cut down on injuries. He had them doing, Larry Robinson, when I interviewed in the summer, was telling me stuff like had them doing calisthenics, and he got a lot of stuff. He went to Russia, got some input, and did the Russians were ahead of the curve when it came to a few things like that, and Scotty, was influenced by that, and yeah, he had them doing a few different things and tried to get any edge that he could on the opposition. Fred Sherrill was the same way. It's no coincidence that the two of them, between the two of them, they won 7 straight cups in the 70s, right? Excuse me. I like the comparison, but Jagger is an all-time top scorer. Well, I did make that comparison too, Sheldon. I'm not saying he's going to score like Jagger, but there are similarities to his game. And even Jagger has said that. And don't forget, I mean, that was an era, higher scoring era too, right? And Jagger played till he was like 50. So no. But points per game adjusted and not playing with Mario Lemieux, factor in all that, take that away. There are similarities to Jaromir Jagr for sure. Just his puck protection skills are it's almost impossible to get the puck away from him now. Cappy is a perfect cross between Carbonneau and Doug Risebrough. Hey, that's not bad. It's looking, I think Cappy hits 20 goals this year. You know how rare it is for a rookie center, to play 90 plus seconds each night, killing penalties, and score 20 goals. It's such a good combination. He has proven, like, it's hard for my buddy Simon. Like, he's got to concede that, Cappy's more than a fourth line center on a contender, because the Canadiens are a contender now, and he's a middle line center all day. Right now, he's centering a first line, really. If you want to get, you want to really be truthful about it. So I'll have Simon on again. Hey, we're in the middle of the World Juniors. Maybe he can come on this week or next week. Now, I guess it's Friday. It's going to be Friday tomorrow. Days are all screwed up with Christmas time, eh? Suzuki was playing teenagers. Hage is playing against men, has 28 points in 20 games, and is having a better World Junior than Suzuki had. Okay. Suzuki was playing in the OHL, which is a hell of a league. Suzuki carried two teams in playoffs that had no business going as far as they did. If Hage does something in the Frozen Four this year, he was disappointing last year in the Frozen Four. If he's really good this year, then yeah, I'll start comparing him to Suzuki as far as, being able to step up in big games and stuff. But Suzuki went from playing against teenagers and carrying two teams, by the way, that had no business going as far as they did, to at 21 being the first line center on a Habs team that went to the Cup Finals. So I wouldn't put Hage in Suzuki's leadership based on him having a good World Junior tournament so far and lighten it up against Mercyhurst and teams like that in college too. Hage's big game points wise this year was against Mercyhurst, and I'd argue that London and a couple other OHL teams that Suzuki dominated in the playoffs when he was in the OHL was more impressive than Michael Hage getting 5 points against a team like Mercyhurst that I think isn't as good as the London Knights of the years that Nick Suzuki was playing. So there's, if you dig deeper, right, you can't just make it black and white like that. M. Howell, Dobie got better as the game went on. Yeah. Once they got the lead, I'm comfortable with Dobie. He's, look at him. He's 13 or 14, 5-3 now. Is that his record? It's something like that. 13, 5-3. He, it's not always pretty, but he wins. And he did the same thing in college too. Nash, you want to talk about players being good in college. He, Ohio State had no business being as good as they were when Dovish was there. He won a lot of games himself just with his battle. Little M was a center and could stick handle in the phone booth. That's not Slav's game as a winger, but he does drive a line. Oh no, Slav can stick handle. Trust me on that. Go Canada, go. And go Habs, go. Right on. Oh yeah. 70s teams did yoga all right at Chez Paris. Whoa. It was Chez Paris. There's Glenn S. Happy New Year's, Habs Patriots. Been in the States for a week and late to the party. I hope they don't deport you, my friend. What happened with Anderson? I don't know. Maybe hip flexor, something along those lines. I'll co-host with Grant. Be my honor. Okay, Mike. Who's my sponsor? Who's my sponsor? Well, ask Ivan Cornway. Logs End. www.logsend.com. The finest flooring that you'll ever find. These guys are amazing. Chris Neal he's got a place, Calabogie, on the Madawaska River. I talked to Chris. I met him at Jack Astor's in Canada one day. Had a great chat with him. Chris is quite a character. I know Habs fans don't necessarily like Chris Neal too much, but he was the kind of guy you wanted on your team, right? But Chris was telling me that he got flooring from these guys, and it's amazing. Cappy was a gift from the hockey gods. We finally have 4 good centers. Yeah. Grant, your vision on Slav and Cappy has been insane. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I think Cappy hits 25. Well, he's on pace for, 24 in 80 games, right? So he's on pace for it. He keeps playing with these guys. If they play him 18 minutes a night, yeah, I could see him hit 25. I'm being a little, conservative with that, but yeah. Sure noisy with all the haters jumping on the team, Slav train, and yelling, "I told you so." Yeah. Will be to Frozen 4 is way better than CHL. Well, to be fair, right, but he hasn't done it in the Frozen 4. He didn't do it in the regionals last year. And the OHL playoffs 6 years ago when Suzuki did what he did against some of those teams, well, to be fair, Bontoon, the teams that Hage did not show up against in the regionals last year weren't a lot better than some of those junior teams. A little older, yeah, but not necessarily better than London and a couple of those teams. Slav's goal was like Richer in the old days. And my point being that he hasn't done it yet, Hage, at the college level. So if he does it this year, I'll be more sold on him. But, and let's be fair here. Is the Frozen 4 better than Suzuki at 21 taking a first line center going to the Cup Finals? Hage is 19, not that much younger. Slafkovsky was like Richer in the old days. Yeah, a bit like Caulfield too. Good night, Grant. I have to watch TV with my better half. Okay, Sheldon. Yeah, I guess it's still early in Winnipeg, eh? It's only 10:17. Have a good night. Yeah, he had 42 points, 24 games on his Mem Cup run. And again, this was with a team that had no business doing what they did. It was just amazing. Hopefully Hage being good only helps the Habs. Won't be bad. Calendar year 2025, only 2 Canadian-born players in the league with more points than Susie. That's right. Yeah. And hey, if Hage is that good, yeah. I saw Slick against the Knights. Slick had another on his team that dominated. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to get a sponsor. Slav is wearing the same number as Pete Mahovlich. That's true, eh? You're talking about stick handling. Not quite as tall, but he's thicker. Thicker through the middle. Yeah, that's for sure. How many players do you think will get their numbers raised to the rafters? Oh, geez, a little early for that. I don't know, George. Canadians are getting tougher and tougher to get your number put in the rafters. A little early to be considering that, I think. As fun as it is. Colorado ought to think about past President Trophy winners and how they didn't do too well in the playoffs. Well, don't blow it all in the regular season, that's for sure. Ontario Junior tougher than college and university because of the playoffs. Well, Ontario Hockey League playoffs is damn good hockey. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Start debating that. Yeah. Francois, go HabsCast. Please like this video. Yes, please. Can someone go and look and tell me how many likes we have so far tonight and views? I'd be curious. I can't really do that. Thanks for the tuning, Francois. The surprising thing about Demi is how consistently he impacts a game at 20. Yeah. And I mean 20 in 1 month, right? Barely 20. He isn't always first star, but he produces so often. That's well said. Happy New Year. MSL Montreal Partisan. There's there's somebody new. Good day. Hi, Grant. Happy New Year. Same to you. Is Hudson the first point per game defenseman since Larry Robinson in 76, 77? I think Larry did it again in 86, did he not? He had 82 points, I believe. But that's a good question. Did PK in the year that that he won the Norris shortened year, did he get a point per game? I don't know. I can't really get away from here and let's just quickly. Larry had another 80-point season, I know. Yeah, 85, 86. He had 82 points in 80 games. But Larry might be the last defenseman that had a point per game. Lane broke that checker's ankle and maybe his shoulder on that empty netter. I know, eh? Fred Shiro implemented pyramid power. No, that was Red Kelly, Toronto Maple Leafs. And it was up against Philly, I think, in the playoffs, actually. Red brought out the pyramid power, had the pyramids under the bench. And then the next year, he tried ions. It was more successful with the pyramid power than the ions, but yeah, Red Kelly was quite a character. I remember the pyramid power quite well. Hugo will have a tough choice on who to keep on D. It's going to have a tough choice to who to keep up front, too. That's what you want. That's what you want. H still needs to watch out not to force the play. Still tries to dangle or pass through players. Yeah, he does. And he makes that friggin' pass just inside the blue line across that gets intercepted. He's got to get that habit, break that habit. But hey, he's young. He'll learn. He'll definitely learn that at the pro level. No. You don't be doing that. Mahovlich was a silky smooth player and never played the body. Oh, can't agree with that. Mahovlich is one of the last guys to fight Bobby Orr, actually. He played the body. Ask Liam about that. He'll back me up on that. He was a tough customer, actually. Why everyone is asking about 2C still? Isn't Cappy a proper 2C? He definitely is. And Hage is coming soon. Yeah. Pavel Sadlon. Not sure about Newhook filling that spot, but yeah, good post, and thanks for chiming in. Can we put the Shane Wright debate to bed? Yeah, I'd say so. There's no debate there. Okay, what just happened? I got something orange. Germain, you're the man. You're blowing me away here. 202 likes. An hour and 30 minutes into this podcast. 202 likes. I love it. I don't only like it, I love it. Germain is loaded, confirmed. Yeah. You raised me 10. Yeah, show off, eh, Germain? Thanks, my friend. We still have 342 people tuning in. The numbers are wow, what a start to 2026. I didn't think I could top December, but you know what? I have a feeling January is going to be even better. And plus, I have a sponsor. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Gotta like it. Our fan base acts like children sometimes. One bad game, it's trade them. It's passionate children, though, Sergeant Pepper. And if you keep talking like that, you're gonna have a Lonely Hearts Club. Do you think Pareko is a fit for the Habs in the summer? Maybe. I don't think they need a lot. Like Reinbacher is going to be the Pareko. He'll be here next year. You don't have to trade anything for him. This team is fun to watch, especially after the Julian Therrien years. No, it's not their fault necessarily. They didn't have the talent. They had to try to win close games because they just didn't have the skill. This team has the skill. I think even our own fan base can underrate Suzuki at times. Just last week on this pod, we were talking about what's wrong with him after the Tampa game, and right away he reminds us who he is. Yeah, I will say though that I wasn't, it wasn't me that was saying it, but people were in live chat. Hey, what have you done for me lately? We can Habs fans can be a little impatient at times. Is it not the tradition to have a dynamic duo with rotating line mates? Pretty much. Jagger and Lemieux, right? And then they brought in Ronnie Francis. That wasn't a bad line. Yeah. Clark and Leach, Lafleur and Shutt. Gillies, Bossy. Or not Gillies. Trache, Bossy. 348 views. Oh no, that it's a lot more than that. I'm not. It's saying that, but anyway, I'll check later. But that number's. I bet you we've had 2,000 that have watched it already, which is amazing. He's a threat every time he's on the ice. Steve Shutt should have had his number 22 retired before anyone. Yeah, I know why. Demigod. Yeah. Demidov's going to be a 100-point scorer, I think. Slav might be a 100-point scorer. Like playing together on a line. 100-point scorers, and you have a defensive two-way center. in Cappy that could be 30, 60 guy. Keep them together, let them grow. I mean, someone could say, "Oh, well, why not? Why not have a more offensive center between them?" Well, if they're 100-point scorers, do you really need what you want is the guy that looks after the other end and let these guys frickin' do their thing, right? You got to have balance on a line, and I really like that line. I really do. And they're all so young. Just like us, also young. Dion, Simmer, and Taylor. Yeah. The Triple Crown line. Shane, who? We're playing poker now. I'll see your 20 and raise you 30. Danny Asham, keep up the good work. Well, keep tuning in and I'll keep up the good work. Ban Sergeant Pepper. What did Sergeant Pepper say now? Gonna have a lonely our fan base? Oh, because you said you act like children? No. I don't think so. This team is fun to watch. Yep, I agree. Think I should bat him for saying that? Come on now, Bontoon. It would be great to see Suzuki rub shoulders with McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid for a couple of weeks. Yeah, should be excellent growth and experience for him. Yep. It's amazing, right? Other than what? He's the third youngest player on the team or something ridiculous like that. So this is going to be a fantastic experience for Suzuki. Absolutely. Chelios at 73 points. Season then was traded. Habs like trading good defensemen. Chelios, McDonough, Sergachev lost all 3 trades. Mm-hmm. That they did. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm having fun. I think it's going to be a 2-pint podcast. We've got so many friggin' people tuning in. What the hell? Let's keep going. Oh. We need Scheifele. Oh, I don't think they're getting Scheifele. No other podcasts do what you do. The constant interaction is very engaging. Yeah, well, it's different. I mean, I realize I'm not going to get the guy that wants, the young person that's just wants hockey talk and stuff. But it's a different format, and hey, you get me to, it's interesting this way. I get subjects that people I don't think of bringing up, and the fans are great for that. Some of our fan base throws players under the bus on a game-to-game basis. Reinbacher and Slaff are bus. Lane and Cole are too small. Hainsey was called a bust, went on to play 1,100 games. Yeah, he was 13th, picked 13th overall. He was supposed to be a superstar, right? Yeah. No, that's right. Like that's a good point on Hainsey even, and a good reminder that defensemen are not the finished product by age 24 very often. It's rare. And you have to be patient with them. And, that goes for Habs management too. They weren't patient with him. I still can't believe Marchand didn't get anything. Okay, well, let's don't be Donnie Downer now. We're on a Pittsburgh didn't win '92 Cup without Jagger. 20-year-old Lemieux was injured versus Rangers. Jagger carried that team. Yeah. Won't be as good as Jagger. Oh, all right. Lots of upcoming depth on the way. What position? Nobody said that he's going to be as good as Jagger, just similar to Jagger. Whenever you say somebody's similar to another player, you're not saying, oh, he's as good as that guy. Like, that's not what that means. So, that's one reason why I don't like the comparison thing, because then people get into the, oh, he's not as good as that guy. Not what was said. What was said is he's got some similarities. So, so there. Lots of upcoming depth on the way. What position do they need to go outside the organization to acquire? Yeah. Dave. Hey, Dave. New name. Welcome to HabsCast live chat. Thanks for I try to if I'm not mistaken, this is your first message, or at least the first I've read. It'd be nice for them to get another big physical bottom six difference maker if they can, and that shouldn't be too expensive. They need a piece in the top six. Texier's he's okay, but they need a bona fide winger in the top six. We'll see maybe once Doc gets back if he can fill that spot, but it'd be nice to have and that would be costly, but that's one more piece in the top six, a bigger physical presence in the bottom six, and maybe a defenseman, but we'll see. This team, I think, can win the East this year, and it may not take that much more. Just players getting healthy might be enough. I mean, they're at the top of the conference without Goalie, without Doc, without Newhook, without Evans now. But I mean, those guys, you bring them back, don't need a heck of a lot more, really. Just the young players to just keep gaining more experience, because this team's only going to keep getting better. Chemistry on that kid line is growing every game, pretty much. Yeah, I mentioned yesterday he was up to second or last game, but third in block shots. He had another big one tonight too. Bear and Joey. There's a new name. I missed a lot of games due to family year celebration. How was Bolduc? Oh, missed a lot of the game. Any word on Andy? Bolduc. Bolduc's keeps I don't know. I posted something on Twitter tonight saying, like, how did he ever get 60 assists in a season where 55 of them on rebounds, shots that line mates put in? Because he just doesn't. His vision is limited. I just don't see him making a lot of smart passes, and I don't know. Like, it's bothersome. I just don't know about his vision, on ice vision right now. It would be a question mark for me. He didn't do a lot tonight. Haven't heard any word on Anderson. Maybe somebody got an update. I'm too busy podcasting to My research team is the people that are on here. They're so if anyone has any word, I think somebody would have posted it. Just keep an eye on the live chat, and if there is any update, I'm sure someone will say so. There, that's a little clearer, eh? I don't know why it was foggy there, but we cleared things up. What's the best trade in Habs history? Best trade. Oh, I'd have to think about that. Hickey and the first for future first round pick from California, Golden Seals. And that first round pick ended up becoming Guy Lafleur. I'd have to say that was the best. Trading a couple of swapping draft picks in '64, 2 firsts for 2 firsts from Boston. One of them being Kenny Dryden. That wasn't too shabby a trade either. Those two are that stand out, and of course it was Sammy Pollock doing his magic in the case of Lafleur. But it's hard, Ernie Hickey or Guy Lafleur, Smash the likes. Grant works hard. Thank you. Grant, you're like fine wine. You're growing on me. Should love me right from day one. Gotta get some Z's edging towards 1 a.m. Okay. Yeah, Eastern boys, eh? It's getting late. All right. Thanks for joining us, Drum Dude. Have a good night. Slav, 12 points last night. Yeah. 20 in his last 18. I like a bigger. 12 and 9 is good, but I'm more impressed by 18 games being more than a point per game now. Hudson, 14 points, last 9 games. Freaking stud. Demigod, 11 points, last 9 games. Great stat on 53. Yeah, oh yeah. Third in block shots. Lemaire is also a glaring omission of number not up in the rafters. Oh, well. Yeah. You could have a bunch. We don't need Slav to be as good as Jagger. Oh, well. No, he just needs to be similar to Jagger. Peterborough, home of the Petes, who produced the most NHL players. Yeah, Peterborough Petes, eh? I remember, I think it was the club that beat the Brandon Wheat Kings, and it was a good lesson from that era, where they had Billy DeLago, Laurie Boschman, Ray Allison, Brad McCrimmon, Glenn Hanlon in nets, Allison, and they just set all sorts of scoring records. And they went up against Peterborough in the finals. Peterborough didn't have any superstars, but they had like 10 players that ended up playing in the NHL, and a lot of them checkers. That was the Roger Nielsen era, Roger Nielsen, and then I think Dick Todd might have been the coach then, and Keenan may have been the coach. But they had their system. and it had started, and it was just tradition. They developed great defensive players, including Gainey, I think, and they just it just continued through the years. Pete's were and I believe owned by the community too, right? Little different than most junior hockey clubs. Not one that was owned by one person, but more owned by the community. Who do I like more, Nyes or Slafkovsky? Slav. Don't forget he's younger, right? I mean that. I do like Nyes, but no, it's Slav all day for me. I know Utah doesn't have a puck-moving defenseman. Maybe Engstrom would interest them since they have depth at center. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, no big deal, man. Yeah, I wasn't upset there, Joshua. You ask good questions. You're a great addition to this community. Slav over Nyes all day long. Nyes couldn't carry Slav's stick to practice. Yeah, well, we're going to be a little biased on that, right? We see Slav every night. I like Nyes a lot, but you got to remember he's older too, right? And Slav's already well established. He's also a little bigger, stronger, all around. Cap's goal was really nice. His line was rolling tonight. Yeah, for sure. Germain, born in Montreal. Nice city. I think Slav will be a bull at the Olympics. Hope one day he plays with a burr under his saddle. He does. Oh, he can play with a burr under his saddle. You're watching from Maryland. Oh, cool. Tekshay was in the holiday spirit tonight doing his own rendition of the Nutcrackers. Madawaska, Maine. Really? I used to live on the Madawaska River. That's in Ontario. Madawaska, I didn't know there was a town in the States called Madawaska. That's pretty cool. Some Quebecers just can't play in Montreal. Yeah. Saw 3 giveaways from Bolduc. Yeah, it wasn't his best game tonight. We got a Maine in the house. We got a Maine in the house. Germain. Rooted for Boom Boom when I was about 5 years old, maybe an Ulster, but have never lost my passion for the Habs. Yeah, you know why they called him Boom Boom? Boom. The first boom was him slapping the puck, and the second boom was it hitting the glass after. Best trade was to get Lafleur. Well, yeah. Yep, that's the trade, Grant. Based on the year-to-date, which RFA players from Doc, Tekshay, Bolduc, and Valeno should the Habs re-sign? Well, they'll re-sign Bolduc, I mean, and Doc. I don't know about the other two. Probably not, but we'll see with Tekshay. He's playing all right. Totally agree on Bolduc. Saw him pass the other team 3 times in a short span. Fallout trade that Followed that trade. Grant was brilliant. Trading Brax. Yeah, I was going to mention that too. I mentioned that to Larry Robinson. He said, well, there's no guarantee that would have. But yeah, LA looked like they might catch California in the standings. So the following year, or the year of the Lafleur draft, basically, Sammy said, here, have to the LA Kings, here, have Ralph Backstrom. You need a veteran two-way center. I'll give you Backstrom. He helped LA. California ended up last. Montreal got the first pick. I mean, the second pick wouldn't have been too bad either. Marcel Dion, but Guy Lafleur, grew up with him. He was the man when I was a kid. Even if Slav only gets 70% of the points that Jagger gets, well, yeah, no, he's not going to get as many points as Jagger. But just as for me, it's the size, skill. Pretty smart. Not in Jagger's league in that degree, but it's the puck protection. It's the size of him and his ability to protect the puck that reminds me the most of Jaromir Jagr. Not saying he's the next Jaromir Jagr, but just since Jagr, there have not been many players that are even closely resembling him, because obviously he's a top 10, as has been pointed out, and always is whenever you mention it, top 10 point producer of all time. So yeah, it's not often that a guy will come along that's similar, but he reminds me probably as much as any other prospect in that regard, where he's just he has the puck. You're not getting it from him too often unless he makes a mistake. Since 2000, I'd say the best trades: Patchy for Sue, Tatar, and a second. Yeah, that one was pretty good. There's been a few. I'd have to go back over it. The Deneau trade was good too. I mean, they got a second and Deneau for Fleshman and Weiss. That was highway robbery too. Watching from Guelph, Ontario, originally from Ottawa. We used to buy single tickets, Voyager bus line, and catch a game here and there. Big man Chappie. Hey, Dave? We used to do the big man Chappie bus. Bring a 6-pack, crack them on the bus, go down. Yeah, those were the days. That's pretty cool. Guelph, Ontario, eh? Still love Cordic for Cardinal. Guess he was, that was a steal too. There's been a bunch. The trade to get Big M. Yeah, but traded out Mickey Redmond, who scored 50 twice for the Red Wings. It wasn't it wasn't like it was a highway robbery or anything like that. Yeah, that Big M trade brought me to Montreal. Yeah. Well, I mean, Mahovlich had a great playoff. They needed that size. They thought, and maybe the Canadians have to make that kind of deal this year, right? Get the big top 6 piece that like they did with Big M. I forget what Pete Mahovlich was a decent trade too. Then they traded Pete on his last legs for Pierre LaRouche. It was a pretty good deal for the Habs, as it turned out. LaRouche became a 50-goal scorer And then they turned that into Svoboda, did they? Or something like that. Yeah, everyone brings up the backstrom. I was going to mention that at the start then. But yeah, people know the story. Big Am was my hero. Big Frank. Born in 48, a Habs fan all my life. 48. Hey, Ron. It was Saturday night hockey with my dad. Yeah, it's my dad. It's thanks to my father that I became a Habs fan. What's going on here now? Germain. Oh, things are a little cheaper in the States, eh, Germain? You did it again. For those not keeping track here, Germain has gifted out 15 HabsCast memberships and $20 today. So, thank you very much. Thank you. How about how did the Habs get Bobby Smith? Mark Napier and Keith. Was it Keith Acton? Mark Napier and Keith Acton was that deal. Bobby Smith had been a 100-point scorer in Germain dropped the bill. Yeah, close to it, man. That's crazy. How about Beastkovsky? Beastkovsky. That's a good name. So Molly, did you end up getting a membership? Because thanks to what a great guy, Germain. Montrealers, eh? Can't beat them. Like the trade Hughes does to keep, yeah, Monahan. Oh, I know, eh? What was the trade to the Craig Rivet trade? Was it the Rivet trade? That, like, they were still getting assets back 10 years later or something crazy like that. Canadians have made some really good trades through the years. Like, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, they've had a few that didn't turn out, but there's been more. And I mean, just the Lafleur trade alone, right? They never gave up a Lafleur. I got smart at 14 years old when Mahavlich went to the Habs. We should sign Phil Kessel for $1 million. Pool room hot dogs for insurance down the stretch. At least he can add experience and won't get injured. Yeah. Dryden appeared. They won cups. Dryden retires. A cup stop. Well, I mean, when you go back and you look at the trade, like the players that they traded to get Dryden, never got a sniff in the NHL. So the Dryden trade's up there. The Lafleur and the Dryden trade are tough to top, really. Our answers may already be in the system. I know. Yeah. That's for sure. Love both the brothers. Yeah, the Mahavliches. Do I think Slav can hit 30 goals this season? Well, why not? What's he is he got 14 now? Might be, eh? If you go by his pace in the last 10, 15 games, he'll do it easily. Let me just have a quick look at the Slavster here. I believe he's got 14 now, right? And 40, so why not? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in his last 6 games. Slav power. Slav is our best power forward since Johnny Leclerc. Slav's better power forward than Johnny Leclerc was with the Canadiens. He became, but Slav is going to be better. Don't forget, Leclerc, the scary part was Leclerc wasn't close to, peaking, and he was 22, 23 with the Habs when he, like Slav is still only 20 freaking 1 years old. It's pretty scary. At 21, John Leclerc was not, he was not a point per game player in the NHL. That's for sure. At 21, John Leclerc was a 16-point scorer in Vermont. So, 45 points. Okay. At 23, Leclerc got 19 goals, 44 points. 24 years of age in Montreal, 19 goals, 43 points. Well, Slav beat that at 19 years of age, right? And even in Philly, don't forget he got to play with Eric Lindros. So there was that too. But Slav's I would say, I wouldn't say since Leclerc. He's a notch above Leclerc at the same age. Yeah, the Cordic for Courtnall for sure. The Bruins sent Dryden and Alex Campbell for Paul Reed and Guy Allen. And you know what the funny part too was? Alex Campbell was drafted higher than these other guys. So they not only got Dryden, they got like the highest pick out of the 4. They're all from the same draft. And I have no idea how the hell Pollock managed to finagle this. It was just highway robbery. Like, not only did he get Dryden, he got the highest drafted player out of the 4 of them. They were all in the same draft for 2 picks that they made. It was just crazy. One summer, my parents sent me a hockey camp run by Lambert and Jean Pronobon and the Laurentians. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Rumor said Pollock tried to get Flower and Dion picks. Yeah, he tried to get Dion. Tried to get Potvin really hard too. Unfortunately, the GM of Islanders was mentored under Sammy, and he knew better. Bill Torrey knew better than fall for that one. Yeah. I think they got Bobby Smith from the Stars. Yes, they did. For Acton and Napier. Napier became a 40-goal scorer, so it wasn't like he wasn't... Susie is part of the Reveille trade tree. Well, there you go. Favorite moment from the game tonight? Besides Cappy getting a goal? Yeah. Tina came down. Oh, they scored 2 goals. I only heard you cheer for the first one. Yeah, well, or the second one. Yeah, well, Cappy scored the second one. Yeah, favorite moment. Hudson. Hudson sealing it because it was still in question there, right? Lane getting that puck and just ripping it. Like I say, Lane, is there a player in the NHL his age that spent more time on a rink than him? I'd be shocked. And Lane could have put that in blindfolded because he's just a literal rink rat. Yarma Yager, first name spells Mario Jr. That was a big thing back then. Kind of cool. Okay. Getting Jarvis from the Leafs was underappreciated. Yeah. He was a 5th round pick of the Leafs, and then they, oh, well, we'll trade for this guy. Thank you very much. Worked out okay. Pollock, if you look at it, was something else. Line A on the first line, maybe. Horvat injured his knee today. Yeah, I hope it's not too bad. Bennett probably replace him. They get similar player, right? Leafs really did need toughness in the Norris back then. Kordic was one nasty piece of work. Oh, you could fight. Wasn't the best hockey player, and he was a nut job, though. What was my view on Don Cherry? I mean, because he was the coach of the Bruins, I was never a big fan of Don, but you can't deny he took some Boston teams that were nowhere near as talented and came damn close to beating the Habs on a few occasions, a couple of occasions anyway. Well, without Lafleur scoring that goal, they beat them, stopped the streak. He was entertaining. I mean, he was an icon, and Bob McKenzie said it well not that long ago that he should be in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame, even though he there were lots of things that he said that I didn't necessarily like, and his digs at the French and being soft and stuff like that. I didn't have much time for, but I don't know. I've got I respect what he accomplished, but at the same time, I wasn't a fan, I guess you could say. When you say he didn't just pass away, did he? The trades you need a blueprint or textbook to figure out. Yeah. Thanks, Grant. This time you did the research for me. Hey, no problem. Don't anyone forget the. Yeah. Cappy. Yeah, he did score some big goals. And you know what? So will Slav. You were gutted, yeah? I wasn't gutted. Recchi was a 100-point scorer. they needed to shake up the lineup. As it turned out, it wasn't a great trade necessarily. But Mark Recchi, I mean, was a 1,000-point scorer. They'd have held on to him. They ended up trading him again, too. He played like another 15 years after. I mean, if they'd have just kept Recchi for the rest of his career, the trade wouldn't have been as bad as it seemed to, turn out to be. But again, John LeClair, played with one of the best centers of all time. Like Eric Lindros he was a phenom. He really was. Before that freaking concussion, I mean, he made John LeClair a 50-goal scorer. With all due respect to John LeClair. If I recall, we didn't think Gotti was going to replace Sam, and that's why he bolted, since they actually gave the job. Maybe. I actually asked Larry that, and he didn't. Larry Robinson, he wasn't so sure that was definitely going to happen. Dion will forever be underrated. No Stanley Cups, 700 goals. Nash, you just like to. You're a bit of a contrarian too, eh? Always have to. Whatever. That goal made Hudson a point per game player. Yeah. Dryden's passing, perhaps his ghost will help with a promising superstar rookie goalie. Well, folks, just like HabsCast there, HabCast, I should probably be off to bed. 2 hours, 16 in. Absolutely, Germain, you've gone above and beyond here with 15 memberships and $20. You are a saint, Saint Germain. I appreciate it so much. Everybody that contributed, everybody that watched this prolonged HabsCast Love Fest. Thank you so much for tuning in. I mean, I could go for freaking hours here, but I actually nature's calling. So I think I best pack it in. Okay, everyone. Thanks again. Have a great night. Yeah, no, not Nas. Just, like everything, you contradicted every player that we mentioned tonight, and it's just noticeable. Anyway, after 2.5 hours, it's time to pack her in. I don't mind, I don't mind differing opinions. Just noticeable that you were wanting to take the the other side of every opinion tonight. Has anyone mentioned the trade for Kovalev? Yeah, Joseph Ballet and a second for the artist. Yeah, but he only played 3 or 4 years, right? Although they were dynamic years for sure. I'm not going to say Shea Weber for PK. That was quite a firestorm, right? GN from Calgary, Happy New Year. All right on. Nas, appreciate all the I appreciate you tuning in and spending the whole friggin' 2.5 hours with us. And hey, yeah, give credit for Dion. It was more about just the Jagger, going on and on about Jagger. Hey, nobody, as I say, nobody's comparing. Nobody's saying that he's the next Jagger. Don't Don't get us wrong on that. Good night. Died on Sunday. Good night, everyone. Good night, Germain. Thank you so much for that. Gifting all those memberships. That's fantastic. I'm going to do a. I don't know when. Okay, I'm going to do a Canadian team after Slovakia tomorrow, and then the next Habs game. Hope you can tune in for those. Have a great night, and go Habs, go.